Hi, Attorney Robert Canoy here from the law offices of McCormick & McCormick in Virginia Beach, Virginia. So you've made the decision that you want to hire a civilian counsel for your military case, or you're at least thinking about it. You go on Google, you type in military defense counsel or court-martial defense or whatever term that you come up with, and you get this string of choices. How do you then go about choosing which one is the right fit for you? And today in this video, that's what I'm going to discuss with you in the hopes that it can make that process a little bit easier. The first thing that I would recommend that you look for is that particular attorney's background. I would not hire anyone for a military court-martial or a military administrative separation board who was not previously in the military and previously in the military as a judge advocate or a military lawyer. I just personally would not recommend that, given that they don't have the background from actually having served on active duty each and every day. I would also look at the amount of time in which they served on active duty. Someone who only has the minimum of 4 years or 5 years of military experience is just not going to have that, real world knowledge that somebody who served for 10 plus years is going to have. So I would take a look at that. The next thing I would look at would be that attorney's actual litigation experience. The reason I mention that is because in the military service, regardless of which branch that you are in, be it Army, Air Force, Navy, Marine Corps, Coast Guard, Space Force, whatever it is, there's many different types of jobs. Not all of those jobs involve actually litigating in a courtroom. In fact, probably most of those jobs don't. You can be doing legal assistance or providing a commander advice or doing operational law, advising about conflicts or law enforcement scenarios depending on your service. And those jobs do not really build experience in representing people in court or litigating matters in court. And that's what's going to be important for you, is that attorney's actual litigation experience. So take a look at the jobs that they have, and if they're not specifically listed on maybe that attorney's website or bio, ask. Every attorney will do a free consultation with you, and those are the questions that you could be asking. Okay, hey sir or ma'am, when you were in the service, what particular jobs did you do? Tell me about your last 5 years in the service. What were you doing? And they should be more than willing to answer those questions for you. The next thing that you want to look at is accessibility. And what I mean by that is, do they get back to you in a timely manner? Do you think they're going to be a person who, when you have an issue, when you have an emergency, when you have an emerging question, are they going to get back to you? Are you going to be able to get in touch with them? That is, strangely enough, an increasingly large problem that clients that end up coming over to our firm have experienced with other people, is that they've hired attorneys who are just not good communicators, and it takes them a week, sometimes more, to actually get a response from their attorney. And one of the key reasons I think that this may be occurring, and it's a question that you should definitely ask, is what is that particular attorney's setup? It makes a significant difference if that attorney is working by themselves out of the basement of their house or out of a home office, and they have no staff, they have no brick and mortar actual law firm and office, they have no paralegals, they have no secretary, receptionist, they don't have any support people that allow them to actually effectively communicate and correspond with their clients in a timely manner. That is a much different setup than an attorney who works out of an actual brick and mortar law firm with a full support staff. And those attorneys are going to be able to offer you as a client different level of services. The next thing you want to take into consideration is location. Now, of course, you can hire an attorney for a military case from across the whole country, or really across the world if you want to. You can get effective representation from an attorney who does not live in the same physical location that you do. But certainly, you are benefited more by an attorney who does happen to be local. Gives you the opportunity for face-to-face meetings, to see each other in person, to go through things, to prepare, to come to their office, to see them face-to-face. And yes, you can accommodate some of those same things with technology, Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Skype, those type of things. But there still is a certain value that's added to having face-to-face personal communications with your attorney as you're working on your case. So if that's an option and you have a local attorney who does military that you're comfortable with or that you found, then that's a fantastic option. Just like us, if you are a member of the military and you happen to be in the Norfolk, Virginia Beach area, we're here. Happy to always be with you in person, happy to do all of your case preparations with you in person. And the final thing I would say take into consideration is the pricing. Pricing does vary significantly depending on the type of case that we're talking about, the complexity, the expected number of days in trial, all of those things factor in. But if you've talked to 3 or 4 different military attorneys, military civilian attorneys, and you're getting one price that's significantly lower than the other ones, that should be a red flag to you. And while I wouldn't necessarily hire the most expensive attorney that you could absolutely find, I definitely would not hire the cheapest attorney that you could find, because it truly is a situation where you get what you pay for in terms of legal fees, because a legal fee is a representation or a prediction of the amount of time that that attorney anticipates spending on your case. So a really cheap fee ends up being really cheap and ineffective representation. So you should always bear that in mind when you go to hire an attorney. Again, whether you're in the Norfolk or Virginia Beach area or across the country, we do free consultations. Give us a call, we'll discuss your military matter and see if representation by McCormick & McCormick is the right fit for you.